Hey everybody, it's your old buddy Jim and his little sullen dog Rosie. Told you Rosie'd been having some accidents. I changed her dog treats, so I threw those away and went back to her old standby of Milk Bone. So we've not had any accidents in a couple days. So she's happy, I'm happy. So thanks for your concern. But Rosie's like me, she's healthy as a horse and almost as smart. Ain't that right, Rosie? Well, you know it. So today is Saturday. I hope y'all had a great week. I hope you had a good weekend. I worked last night. Got up real early for working nights and went and watched my youngest play football. So hope I'm not sounding too grouchy today, but I've been thinking about stuff. I always do. That's why I have headaches. Every time I think, I get a headache. But I believe, I'm going to call this video The Death of the American Dream. You're a young person growing up today, and they tell you to go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job. Well, how in the God's name, and the way the Build Back Better's going, is anybody going to afford to get a house? That's the American dream, isn't it? Unless you're rich, how are you going to afford to buy a house? I saw a chart, and I can't afford a $500,000 home, but if you bought a $500,000 home in 2021, at the interest rates they had then, the payment was $2,100. So you figure $250,000 home, half that or whatever. Would you stop whining, Rose? But that same payment on that same house, if it's probably not, we'll just say it is $3,300. So about 75% more, if I'm doing math in my head right, which is no guarantee anymore. So no wonder kids are being brainwashed into thinking that democratic socialism, which is just a chicken shit way of saying communism, is the thing to do. I mean, do you blame them? And it's intentional. We print all that money during COVID lockdowns. I'm going to go back inside. It's hot today. It's going to be scorcher next week. So if you live in the South, we'll have a heat wave. Rosie, calm down, honey. But no wonder that they can do this. I mean, the crash the economy, ruined the economy for COVID, for nothing. And now we're building back better. We printed trillions of dollars out of thin air. We're still printing hundreds of billions of dollars out of thin air to send to Zelensky. Who knows where there's no accountability for any of that stuff we're sending them. None of the money, none of the equipment. There's no accountability. And we've all seen reports of it being sold on the black market and stuff. So who's paying for that? Well, I am. But worse, our kids and grandkids are paying for it, and they're going to be paying for it forever. So Build Back Better, Bidenomics is a joke. Washington, D.C. is a joke. Everybody that works in that town is a joke, and the joke's on us. So I've been investing in a little bit of precious metals, not just besides lead and brass. So been buying a little bit of silver here and there when I can afford it. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. You can tell me where I live, I'm not rich. But no wonder young people are just discouraged. Can you blame them? I mean, the goal of every parent is for their kids to do better than they did. Well, I don't know if that's attainable in this country anymore. Maybe if they came across the border as illegals, maybe then they could do it. You've seen how the illegals, how many hundreds of millions are we spending on housing them? And they're just letting them go. Cartel members coming across the border. Military-age Chinese people coming across the border. People from the Middle East. That's a long walk from China and the Middle East to Mexico, ain't it? Who do you think's funding that? Raises some concerns, doesn't it? So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Let me know what you think. How's Bidenomics and Build Back Better working for you? I think it's intentional crashing of the American economy and the American dream. And they don't care. You can see what Joe Biden thinks about America. he said, and when he was talking to the presidents or the prime ministers of Japan, South Korea, that America last is, or America first is a horrible policy. Well, what's his duty? These people think they're our rulers. They are our elected representatives. They're supposed to represent us. They do not. So keep that in mind. And I also read a report last night. I think it was a Homeland Security whistleblower informant. Get ready for more mask mandates and COVID lockdowns. The pandemic goes on forever, just like the forever wars, people. So be ready for that. Be ready for a whole... This year's been fairly calm, but you can see what they think about the American people, how they're treating those people in Hawaii. So if you think the government's going to come and save you, you're in for a rude awakening if something ever happens in your area. So next year is going to be a shit show for sure with the election. I'd say BLM and Antifa will be ramping up their agenda, and of course they won't even get a slap on the wrist for what they do to destroy the country. So that's it for today. I'm a little grouchy because I hadn't had any sleep, but I'm going to drink some coffee and I'm going to head on into work. So I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. And if you have the ability, get your rear ends out of bed tomorrow morning to go to church. And that's it for today. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Adios, amigos. FJB, FHB. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Vols. Adios, friends and neighbors.